Take It Back movement rights Inspector General Egbetokun demands police protection in 11 states and the Federal Capital Territory. Notorious Boko Haram terrorist Buchu Abacha surrenders to troops. Parents highlight factors responsible for low patronage of boarding schools. On the foreign scene, European Union warns airlines to avoid Lebanese-Israeli airspace until October 31 as Hezbollah confirms leader Nasrallah's death. Hello and welcome to Trust TV's news update. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us. Pro-democracy group the Take It Back movement has formally written to the Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun regarding the planned #Fearless in October protest slated for October 1. The protest, organized to start on Nigeria's Independence Day, aims to demand an end to bad governance and advocate for accountability from those in power. In the letter, their counsel and human rights lawyer Inebehe Efyong highlighted the protest intention to address the present socio-economic challenges facing Nigeria. He noted that the Fearless in October protest serves as a call to action for citizens to voice their concerns and hold leaders accountable for their deteriorating state of the nation. Efyong reaffirmed the commitment of the Take It Back movement to peaceful advocacy while urging the police to ensure the safety and protection of all citizens participating in the demonstration. He said the protest is intended to serve as a call to action against the current socio-economic challenges in Nigeria. According to him, the states that will be taking part in the protest to include Lagos, Ogun, Osun, Ondo, Delta, and Gombe. Other states are Kwara, Adamawa, Rivers, Yobe, Borno, and the FCT. Earlier, organizers of the #EndBadGovernance campaign have declared October 1, 2024 a national day of survival to protest the incessant economic hardship faced by Nigerians. Addressing newsmen in Lagos at the International Press Center, one of the organizers and national coordinator of the Education Rights Campaign, Hassan Toweto, urged Nigerians to participate in the nationwide peaceful protest. In Lagos, the protest is scheduled to commence at Ikeja Under Bridge at 7:30 a.m. They stated that the protest would address the hike in fuel prices, rising food costs, and the impact of inflation on the livelihoods of ordinary Nigerians.
We of the NWDC movement have decided to declare October 1st, 2024 as a National Day of Survivor. On this day, we call on the Nigerian people, workers, students, youth, the unemployed, traders and the poor to come out in peaceful protests and demonstrations against the excruciating condition of hardship, poverty and hunger imposed on us by President Tinubu's decision.
I heard the Vice President at the United Nations Assembly saying when democracy fails, the people will react, the people will complain, the people will protest. So if our Vice President can go to the United Nations to say that, why should protesters be hoodwinked into prison in Nigeria?
The federal government has declared Tuesday, 1st of October 2024 as a public holiday to commemorate the 64th Nation Independence Day anniversary. The Minister of Interior, Olubunmi Tunji-Ojo, who made the declaration on behalf of the federal government, congratulated Nigerians at home and abroad on the occasion. A statement by the Permanent Secretary, Mandelina Jani, on Friday said the minister praised patient and hard-working Nigerian men and women, assuring that their sacrifices will not be in vain. Aligning himself with the theme for the anniversary, the minister reiterated the need for Nigerians to reflect on the labor of our heroes past and be inspired for the task ahead, realizing that a Nigeria of our dream can only be built when all Nigerians unite. While wishing Nigerians a happy Independence Day anniversary, Tunji-Ojo urged the citizens to continue to be steadfast in nation building. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has forwarded the names of members of the inaugural governing board of the Northwest Development Commission to the Senate for confirmation. According to a statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Onanuga, on Saturday, the step follows President Tinubu's signing of the NWDC bill into law on July 24, marking a crucial milestone in the Commission's establishment. The NWDC governing board nominees are Ambassador Haruna Ginso from Jigawa as chairman, while Professor Abdullahi Shehu Ma'aji from Kano is to serve as MD and CEO. Other members of the board include Dr. Yahaya Umar Namahi Sokoto, Aminu Suleiman from Kebbi, Senator Tijani Yahaya Kaura Zamfara, Abdul Kadir S. Usman Kaduna, Engineer Muhammad Ali Wudil Kano, Shamsu Sule Katsina, and Nasidi Ali for Jigawa. The nominated board members are expected to contribute their wealth of experience and expertise to the Commission's mandate of developing the Northwest region. The multinational Joint Task Force MNJTF is in notorious Boko Haram terrorist Buchu Abacha has surrendered to troops deployed in Kukawa local government area of Borno State. The Chief Military Information Officer of the MNJTF in Jamena, Lieutenant Colonel Olaniyi Oshoba, revealed this in a statement in Maiduguri on Saturday. Oshoba said Abacha, a key figure in several terrorist operations, admitted to participating in multiple operations along the Mongunu-Baga axis. According to him, Abacha attributed his surrender to the intense operations of MNJTF and his dwindling interest in the cause. Oshoba further stated that on surrender, Abacha handed over one AK-47 rifle, a magazine loaded with 11 rounds of 7.62 ammunition, a mobile phone, an Airtel SIM card, and 32,500 naira. He pointed out that the suspect was currently providing to the authorities. In a separate operation, MNJTF troops, in conjunction with intelligence operatives, ambushed Boko Haram terrorists conveying large logistics supplies in 3 Toyota vehicles under the cover of darkness. According to him, the troops engaged the terrorists in a fierce gun battle, killing one and forcing others to flee, abandoning their supplies. The Federal High Court in Abuja has approved a lawsuit seeking to compel the federal government to investigate allegations linking the Minister of State for Defense, Bello Matawalle, to banditry in Zamfara State. The suit, brought by human rights activist Abubakar Dahiru, aims to probe Matawalle's alleged involvement in the operations of bandits during his tenure as governor. The suit lists President Bola Tinubu, the Attorney General of the Federation, and the Inspector General of Police as the first, second, and third defendants, respectively. Dahiru, represented by his lawyer Ojonomi Ape, is asking the court to declare that President Tinubu must direct the IGP to investigate the activities of bandits and kidnappers in Zamfara State with a specific focus on allegations surrounding Matawalle's role in the crisis. The plaintiff claims that during Matawalle's time as governor from 2019 to 2023, armed banditry escalated to unprecedented levels, leaving thousands of citizens in Zamfara State displaced, orphaned, or widowed due to the violence. Dahiru pointed to interviews and articles accusing Matawalle of supporting banditry, including claims that he provided vehicles to bandits, sabotaged law enforcement efforts, and granted amnesty to terrorists. The sixth prosecution witness in the trial of former governor of Benue State, Gabriel Suswam Abubakar Umar, has narrated before the Federal High Court, Maitama, Abuja, presided over by Justice Peter Lifu, how in 2014 he converted the sum of 3.1 billion naira wired to him by Suswam as governor and delivered its equivalent of $15.8 million in cash to him at his Maitama, Abuja residence. The head, Major in Publicity of the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission, Dele Oyewale, disclosed this on Saturday. Suswam, alongside his then Commissioner of Finance, Omodachi Okolobia, is facing an 11-count amended charges bordering on money laundering to the tune of 3.1 billion naira, being part of the proceeds from the sales of the state government's shares held on its behalf by the Benue Investment and Property Company Limited and sold through Elixir Securities Limited and Elixir Investment Partners Limited. During the court's proceedings, the witness, a broad exchange operator and CEO of Funfash Resources, who has been testifying on the matter since 2018, first before Justice A.R. Mohammed and later Justice Okon Abang, disclosed that the total sum of 3.1 billion naira was transferred to him by Suswam through a proxy in tranches, with the first tranche of 413 million naira hitting his account on August 8, 2014, and the remaining coming in subsequently to sum up to 3.1 billion naira. More, while being led in evidence by prosecution counsel Rotimi Jacobs, SAN, affirmed that the proxy would dig the naira transfers to him was a woman. According to the witness, he had to change the total sum of 3.1 billion naira to dollars, which he said amounted to 15.8 million dollars at the rate of 197 naira to $1, and delivered to Suswam's Maitama Abuja residence. Justice Lefu adjourned the matter till October 4, 2024 for continuation of trial. To flood-related matters, the Shehu of Dikwa has urged the FG to establish dams in Dikwa and Mafa local government to mitigate future flood disaster in the state. The recent flood disaster caught 4 local governments in the state. He said 9 wards in Dikwa were affected, with farmlands, infrastructures, hospitals and houses destroyed, disrupting commercial activities connecting the state with neighboring countries. The Shehu of Dikwa, Umar Ibrahim, while appreciating the federal government and state government, including stakeholders, for humanitarian support, appealed for the construction of dams in Mafa and Dikwa to contribute to irrigation, fishing and agricultural activities.
The disaster has cut our road that is from Ajiri to Dikwa. And in this regard, I am urging the federal government to at least construct a art dam for us between Mafa local government and Dikwa. I think by doing that, it will going to mitigate the gravity and volume of the water, and by getting the art dam, our people will going to use for their irrigational activities, that is dry season farming, and also the water will be good for both.
The national chairman of the All Progressives Congress APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, has visited the families of 5 deceased police officers killed in a road accident while returning from Edo State, and donated 20 million naira to them. Ganduje, who expressed shock and sadness over the death of 5 police officers, condoled with the families and survivors who are currently undergoing treatment. He said it had been the tradition of the party and his government to always be with families at moments of grief, to comfort them and make them realize that they are not alone in trying times, noting that the accident was a sad moment not only to the police force but to him personally. The national chairman of the APC, who still recognized Bichi as a first-class emirate council, said as far as he's concerned, Bichi was a first-class emir and he still maintains first-class status. Ganduje personally donated 2 million naira to the 5 family members, while 10 others who sustained various degrees of injuries were given 1 million naira each. On his part, the House of Representatives Committee Chairman on Appropriation, Abubakar Kabir Abubakar, also condoled with the families of the victims as well as those injured. To more stories. Over in Borno State, the command of the National Agency for the Prohibition in Persons, NAPTIP, has rescued 16 victims of child labor and handed them over to the Katsina Command for onward reunification with their families. According to the command, the victims are children ranging from 10 to 15 years of age who were taken to Maiduguri, the Borno State capital, for forced labor. Abdullahi Ahmedi has more in this report.
In Katsina, the victims were handed over to the special advisor to the governor on drugs and narcotics by the officials of NAPTIP for rehabilitation and onward handing over to their families. The victims were looking so tired, traumatized, and weak. According to the NAPTIP commander in Katsina, trafficking in persons and child labor are criminal acts which are punishable under the laws of the land, calling on parents to desist from allowing their children to be taken away under any guise. He warned parents against any form of neglect or abandoning their responsibility to their children, a situation he described as pathetic due to poverty, adding that it is getting so rampant, especially among poor and vulnerable households. The commander urged the state government to deploy more strategies aimed at discouraging the menace of child labor and trafficking in persons, especially now that it is becoming a trans-border business.
We are here purposely to hand over the victims of human trafficking, which are all of them they are indigenous of the Katsina state, which will be rescued by our the counterpart in Maiduguri. All of them, their age, they are from 10 to 15, I think, years.
This is a great achievement, and we know it is the effort of the commander here in the state that this achievement we are always getting it. That is why we invited their parents so that we will sit down with them to see how we can fix the children.
Governor Radda, through the Special Advisor on Drugs and Narcotics, appreciates the good works of NAPTIP officials, assuring that the children will be reunited with their families as soon as possible, warning that the state government will take punitive measures against the perpetrators. According to him, despite numerous efforts and sensitizations on the ugly trend, some parents still choose to go against the law by allowing some unpatriotic people under the guise of search for Islamic knowledge to take their children away to as far as Maiduguri. The special advisor charged parents to enroll their children into Islamia schools within their local communities instead of sending them to a far distance, a situation sending negative signals and tarnishing the image of the society. However, public commentators are of the opinion that the best way to discourage the trend is by reducing poverty, removal of economic barriers on formal education and health, as well as ensuring an accelerated increase in households' income. Abdullahi Izumayamadi, Trust Television News, Katsina.
Boarding schools have been a cornerstone of education for decades, where parents enroll their children to acquire quality education. However, in recent times, the popularity of boarding schools is waning as parents increasingly opt for day schools due to various factors. Despite this trend, many still view boarding schools as institutions that shape students' characters, molding them into better individuals for the future. Trust's Bello Musa has more in this report.
Despite the quality of education being provided by the boarding school, its popularity is declining. However, many see boarding school as the best system of education that will help the country to produce good students.
The advantage of boarding school over day school is very enormous. As a beneficiary who went to a boarding school both here in Kaduna and Kogi State, and also participated in the so-called day school, I think I'm in the best place to pass a judgment. In boarding schools, teenage, that is from 13 years old to 19, they built up with their peers groups and they were able to get a mindset of their own. They develop into a kind of a society. The society we have yesteryears, good, discipline, moral, are all product of boarding schools.
Now, you can see nowadays, if you are a day student, you don't have time for anything. The moment you come from school, you see them, they throw their bags on anywhere and they go away. But in boarding school, everything is scheduled accordingly.
Besides stiff competition by the private school, educationist highlights other factors that has made day school more popular nowadays.
If we have to look at it from the insecurity aspect, especially from the northern part of the country, a lot of parents have been discouraged looking at it from the insecurity angle, where they are no longer comfortable having their their wards or their children in boarding school. You know, taking Kaduna State as a case study, a lot of things has happened. A lot of things have happened in the past where you discover that bandits will go to boarding school maybe at the middle of the night to go and kidnap number of students.
I believe that most of the problems that we have in society today are traced back that these mistakes that the government makes by allowing the boarding school to phase out to day schools. In other countries, boarding school is, there is no alternative to boarding school. But today, the day schools, where children will even tell their parents, I'm going to school, they are somewhere with their groups, they are somewhere with their, if the ladies are somewhere with their boyfriends, the men are somewhere learning Yahoo. Of recent, I saw young men who are supposed to be in the school, they say they are in Yahoo training school.
The residents are appealing to government to improve the two-school system in order to accelerate more development in the education sector in the country. Bella Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
On the business scene, Nigeria's money supply M2 surged to a new high of 107.1 trillion naira in August 2024, marking a 0.75% month-on-month increase from 106.3 trillion naira in July and a 5.6% rise from 101.4 trillion naira in June, according to the latest figures from the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN. This sharp rise in liquidity continues to pose challenges for the CBN's Monetary Policy Committee, MPC, as it grapples with balancing economic growth and controlling inflation. The money supply has now risen by a whopping 65% in the last year, from 64.8 trillion naira recorded in August of 2023. The components of M2, which include currency, outside banks, demand deposits, and quasi-money, are indicative of the growing liquidity in the Nigerian economy. Currency outside banks stood at 3.8 trillion naira, while demand deposits reached 31 trillion naira and quasi-money surged to 72.2 trillion naira, reflecting the persistent expansion of money supply despite monetary tightening. A major driver of the money supply growth is the rise in quasi-money and demand deposits, which have also risen by some 7% and 43% respectively. Both have components of forex, which have been impacted by foreign exchange devaluation. The money supply is reported in naira. Away from Nigeria, airlines should avoid Lebanese and Israeli airspace for the coming month, the European Union said on Saturday amid an escalation in airstrikes and rocket fire between Israel and Hezbollah. The European Commission and European Union Aviation Safety Agency warned in a statement of an overall intensification of airstrikes and degradation in the security situation. The official recommendation operators not to operate within the airspaces of Lebanon and Israel at all flight levels. Provisionally lasted until October 31, the Conflict Zone Information Bulletin can be reviewed earlier and adopted or withdrawn, the statement added. Israeli bombardment of the southern outskirts of Beirut on Friday hit its highest in intensity since the latest last war with Hezbollah in 2006. In the meantime, Lebanon's Iran-backed Hezbollah group on Saturday confirmed its leader Hassan Nasrallah had been killed after Israel said it had eliminated him in an airstrike a day earlier. The statement confirmed he was killed with other group members following the treacherous Zionist strike on the southern suburbs of Beirut. And sports, Argentina's World Cup winning goalkeeper Emiliano Martinez has been banned for 2 matches by FIFA for offensive behavior, the Argentine Football Association AFA announced on Saturday. The 32-year-old Aston Villa star was also found guilty of violating principles of fair play in 2 separate episodes. Martinez was found to have violated FIFA's code of conduct when holding a replica of the Copa America trophy to his groin after the World Cup qualifier win over Chile on September 5. It is not the first time Martinez has performed such an action, having also done it with the Golden Glove trophy for best goalkeeper after Argentina beat France on penalties in the 2022 World Cup final. FIFA also sanctioned him for hitting a TV cameraman's camera with his gloves after their 2-1 defeat by Colombia on September 10. The AFA expressed their dissatisfaction with the FIFA ruling. As a result of the decision, Martinez, also a key member of the Argentina side that won the Copa America in July, as well as the 2021 edition, will miss the World Cup qualifiers against Venezuela on October 10 and Bolivia on October 15. Before we go, on a sad note, Trust TV reporter Ajibade Praise has been laid to rest at the Yaba Cemetery in Lagos State. He passed away in his sleep on the 6th of September at the age of 40. Ajibade was known for his dedication and professionalism in journalism, leaving behind a legacy of impactful reporting.
Small demand, don't go and win.
May his soul rest in peace. And with that, we come to the end of News Update at this time. For more of our news programs and documentaries, please do to follow us on our social media platforms and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us.